Manchester City versus Liverpool, one of the biggest games in the Premier League, is nearly upon us. What I'm going to do in this video, with the help of the wonderful Turkish, is combine the 11s. And I always talk about doing things without any bias, without any tribalism, and now it's the perfect duo to do it.
Yep.
We have no vested interest here. I don't care massively about either of these teams, any of these players, so I can appreciate the true beauty and glory of these players.
Yep.
And without any kind of prejudice, the obvious place to start is the goalkeeper, and I don't think there's too much to debate here, is there?
I don't think so. Alisson should be on your list.
Alisson, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't... Do you know when I was thinking of, like, who else could it be? Apart from, obviously, Ederson, and it's not him, there isn't really anyone else. I was thinking... Then I started going weird. I was like, is it Bruce Grobbelaar? I was like, no, it's probably
Joe
not.
Hart.
Is it Joe Hart? No. Is it Pepe Reina? Probably not. It just is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, Alisson. He by some distance, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
up there with the very best if we're talking
Yeah, I
all
agree.
time. So, yeah, for this one, I think this is one of the more cut and dry positions.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. So Alisson is in goal. Into the back line. The best left back to have played for Manchester City or Liverpool in the Premier League era is who?
Robertson.
Agree.
Yeah, another one cut and dry for me.
Yeah, there isn't really anyone. I mean, there is no Liverpool contender. Like, I mean, Robertson is obviously better than John Arne Riise,
Yeah,
isn't he?
yeah.
Like, obviously. And the Manchester City version of this, it's been a problem position for years.
Yeah.
Kolarov, it's
Clichy.
It's been a problem position.
Cancelo's done.
Cancelo did it for a bit and played brilliantly. He was creating goals wonderfully, but he's nowhere near as good as Robertson.
I think Robertson might be a top 3 left back in Premier League history.
4. Weirdly, I know this. There are 3 better than him, but he is in the top 5.
Okay.
There are
Just
3.
off the top, I thought Cole and Irwin, but
Cole, Irwin, Evra was my thinking.
That's fair. That's fair.
Cole, Evra, yeah.
Robertson, listen, he goes under the radar when we talk fullbacks because, Trent.
Everybody
is the-
focused on the
is
other side.
Stand out, but I think Robertson's got the assist record as well.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. They were
that's
going for it, weren't they? The two of them. He's a wonderful player, Andy Robertson, and I would argue he's actually still the best left back at Liverpool.
Yeah. I don't think you need to argue it.
No, I think he's a remarkable player, Andy Robertson, and he is definitely in this team.
Yeah.
Centre halves. I found this so easy. It almost picked itself for me.
Go on.
Do you want the pair?
Because I agree, it did. My pair picked itself.
Yeah, it was obviously Van Dijk and it was obviously John Stones. I didn't even think about this. It was just, it is what it is.
No, that's crazy. Company over Stones all day.
No way.
Of every year.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Vincent Kompany. He's an iconic centre back for Man City.
He is, but he's not a better player than Stones.
Okay. But
Not a better defender than Stones. I'm not using the word player cleverly.
Defender. I think he's a better. I think Kompany's a better defender.
I don't.
I think if things are getting rough, Kompany's the better defender. I think if you're facing a team that you need your centre back to play at the back and transition into a midfield position, then of course Stones. But we're old school. Our centre backs have to be defined by the rough edges more than the smooth.
Stones has that, don't you think?
A bit,
I can think of moments. I can think of like obviously England-Colombia penalties. He was very much in the face of any Colombian who fancied it.
He's barely played 30 games in a season, Stones. Off the top of my head, I don't think he's had a season where he's played over 25 for City.
Injuries are a problem.
So, and Kompany, listen, only 2 centre-backs have an iconic moment leading to a Premier League title, and that's Tony Adams, and his one has a statue outside the stadium, and Kompany against Leicester, top corner, an 80-something minute when it looked like, any drop point, Liverpool will go and take that lead.
Do you think boiling it down, you are right in terms of leadership, in terms of what he means to City, in terms of the elevation of City, in terms of what he's done for Manchester?
Yeah,
Vincent Kompany is a true great of the game.
I agree.
But how good at football was he?
But okay, let's even talk. We agree with Van Dijk, so let's even talk about a complementary partner. Don't you think Stones is more of the Van Dijk type than Kompany? I think Kompany is a better partner for a Van Dijk because he's more, involved in the scrap.
I don't even think Kompany would be my next shout.
You going?
I think Jamie Carragher's a better player than Vincent Kompany.
Nah, I think you've gone.
I don't think you played.
This is the old school era coming to.
I don't think you play 700 games for Liverpool in the Premier League.
That Liverpool, though. I mean,
a lot of that Liverpool were good. It's a bit of a myth that they weren't. Like, do you know what I find quite frustrating? When Liverpool fans will talk about Gerrard, get it with Adeola Depot all the time. Talks about Gerrard, and he goes, look at who he's playing with. And he always brings up like Igor Biscan or Vladimir Smitsa. I'm like, hang on a minute. I remember being at Anfield. I remember being there.
Yeah.
And the song that was going around Anfield was, we got the best midfield in the world.
Yeah.
Xavi Alonso, Mohamed Sissoko, Gerrard and Mascherano.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was there when you were telling me that you had the best midfield in the entire world. And now you're telling me that you had to play with scrubs.
Yeah, and you look back on things, there's a different colour tint on it.
Yeah. Like, he didn't only have a bad team. Like that. Also, you've got to think, over the years, they had the opportunity. Liverpool spent a lot of money over the years where they could have, if they wanted to, they could have bought a new centre-half. Mm-hmm. They never did. The record appearance holder for Liverpool Football Club in the Premier League era is Jamie Carragher. Now, I think that John Stones was overall a more complete defender than Carragher. But I don't think the company was.
Complete player. I'd agree there. I can't say defender.
What, do you think Carragher's better than Stones?
Defending, yeah.
Do you?
As a defender, yeah. I think Stones, you got to think of the team he played in and the demands of that team for a defender as well. Yeah. You know, his predominant strength was playing out at the back and moving into that midfield role. You know, he wasn't known across this Man City period as a good defender. He was known as a versatile player. Yeah. And for me, company is the leader that any great team needs to win stuff.
This is interesting because you're just not having Stones, are you? Like,
I think he was massively overrated. I think quality player, but injuries being a big problem for me. And yeah,
we're going to try and agree on a team. So let's try and work out who. My second shout for this. Let's just discuss the other contenders. Mm-hmm. Just to have a conversation quickly. Is it Ruben Diaz?
No,
I agree. It's not Sami Hyypiä?
No. Matip?
No. It's not. There isn't a Man City centre half of a bygone era that it's not Richard Dunn, obviously.
No.
Is it Carragher?
I still put company over Carragher. Listen, I think Carragher doesn't get the flowers that he probably deserves as a defender because of the lack of Premier Leagues. But company for me. Once you lead a team over the line, and that's what company did. He
did do that. Yeah.
Under different managers as well.
Yeah, he did.
I think that's an important difference maker.
Just so we know, right? If you were doing this on your own, you would have obviously gone Van Dijk and company.
Yeah.
If someone said to you can't have company, would you have gone Carragher next? Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but look, I think you've made a valiant case for Vincent Kompany. I would have probably gone Carragher next, but I'm very happy, and the fact that you talk about those moments and what he kind of means to Man City on some level. You know the way some people represent club, like Frank Lampard is a personification of Chelsea. Steven Gerrard, Jamie Carragher, their personifications of Liverpool. Kompany is that for City, isn't he?
He's their John Terry. He's their Tony Adams.
He is.
And look how highly we look at these two players. So if there was a City fan here,
I get it in the neck. I always seem to just dismiss City.
It's the
like, I could have done this, right? I could have done this, and I could have done like 9 out of 11 Liverpool players. Honestly,
I hear you. It's the era thing. It's the era thing. The weight of which era matters more.
Yeah. Okay. So our back line is Virgil van Dijk and Vincent Kompany.
Yep.
Okay, moving into the midfield now. We're going to do the 3-man midfield.
We do right back.
Oh, we haven't done right back. No, sorry. The right back is... Okay, no, it's not such a given. I've gone Kyle Walker. I felt sure you were going to go Trent Alexander-Arnold.
No, and I do think it's a given. Nothing against Trent. I just think Kyle Walker's longevity and the titles he's been involved in. And
Kyle Walker's a better right back than Alexander-Arnold. I just don't really see a debate here. I don't. If you want to start being creative with wording and start talking about better footballers or contribution to attack or whatever else, but Kyle Walker's a better defender than Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, it's for you. This argument you just used here, you should have used it on yourself for Kompany Stones. You could have come.
No, but I would argue that Stones is an excellent defender as well.
Not better though.
Kyle Walker is leaps and bounds better at defending.
100%.
There's a Rizzler paper between.
No, not Rizzler between Kompany and Stones, but
the thick ones. Whatever they used to be called. Yeah, the black ones. Is that what you used to ask for? The thicker papers.
The green packet.
That's it. The green ones. Right, into the midfield now. 3-man midfield.
Cool.
I'm going to start with just the banker of all bankers, right? Because we don't need to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Steven Gerrard is obviously in this team.
He's in my team, yeah.
I feel now that Gerrard has been weirdly almost redefined as not being as good as he was. Do you know why I say it? And maybe it's just one conversation that's like affected me. But Steven Gerrard is Liverpool's best player of the Premier League era, non-negotiably.
Mm-hmm.
He is the best player that has ever worn the liver bird upon his chest in the Premier League era. Nobody is close. Yep. I've had Adeola Depot, who doesn't stop banging on to me about Liverpool, sitting in exactly that seat, going, no, it is Gerrard, but Salah is now like really close.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, he isn't. He is an amazing player, Salah, and in terms of what he's achieved. He has a Premier League Hall of Famer, Liverpool greatest ever team, one of their best ever goal scorers, could potentially still be their greatest ever. I'm not taking anything away, but I'm not having it. He's a better Liverpool player than Gerrard.
There's something about a local lad making it, and you know,
that counts.
Yeah, 100% that counts. It weighs heavy in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what a lot of listen. There's not much loyalty in local lads staying at clubs for 10, 20 years no more. So maybe that's why things like that are often looked past. But Gerrard, listen, he's one of the players I used to look at and think, I wish I had him. You know, he was just a machine. He was a leader. He was a big game player, big moment player. He could get down and dirty, and he could get, you know, he could play the beautiful game. He could play multiple positions, and he did for multiple managers, and he loved Liverpool.
I think Steven Gerrard is possibly only rivaled by Wayne Rooney for the most natural footballer that I've ever seen play. Like, do you remember when Rafael Benitez? No, I mean, I'm not exclusively thinking of English players. Is there anyone you can think? Like, I think that Steven Gerrard, in his peak, would be better than the right back in the team at right back. He'd be better. Okay. He'd be better than the centre forward in the team at centre forward. Yeah. He'd be better than the number 10 in the team. And he'd end up playing as a deep line midfielder. There is no more natural. He'd probably be a better keeper. Do you know what I mean? He'd probably be a better keeper. I just feel like he was the most natural footballer in terms of where you could ask him to play, as was testified by Rafael Benitez putting him on the wing for that season when they nearly won the league. Yeah. He's playing as a winger.
Yeah, he played multiple positions. You see those players, and you get it at every level, Sunday League, semi-pro.
They just get asked to play out of position all the time.
And they can do it because they're just football men. Yeah. And that's what Gerrard was. Not only a football man, he wasn't and this ain't to discredit, he wasn't a James Milner. No. A utility man. He was...
No, Phil Neville. Nicky Butt. No. He was world class. Yeah. He wasn't a utility man by any stretch. He was world class at everything he did. Yeah. And the variety of goal that he scored, the outrageous quality of goal that he scored, is pretty much unrivaled. His top 10, and I always think about this, Matt Letizia has an outrageous collection. Dennis Bergkamp has an outrageous collection. Steven Gerrard.
It's up there.
It's outrageous.
And importance the quality of some of them goals.
Yeah, some of the in terms of the weight, in terms of what those goals mean. I mean, some of them are. I mean, well, it changed the trajectory of Liverpool Football Club.
100%.
It changed who they are. It changed what they've done. It made them more historic than they already were. So yeah, Gerrard obviously in this team.
So are you doing 6, 8, 10, or is it a double pivot, or is it?
I haven't given any kind of thought like that, mate. I've picked my three favourite midfielders.
Yeah, yes. Well,
I've picked my 3 favourite midfielders that played for these clubs.
Well, I've kind of gone 6, 8, 10, but
I like that. You're a more structured man than me. I give them license to play, man.
Yeah, I try.
You're Arteta, I'm Ancelotti, man. Just go and play, lads.
Say no more.
Yeah. So I'll put Gerrard in.
He's in my 8 position, box to box.
Okay. What else have you got?
I got 6. I got Rodri.
Yeah, Rodri's not in my team.
I think he has to be because of the importance to City's titles over the time he was there. And again, I mentioned it before, but you don't know what you got till it's gone. And we all saw what City was when he was gone. With that injury, and that was just off the back of that 4 in a row, the trebles season the year before that, and so on. I think Rodri has to be there, and Ballon d'Or winner. The Premier League doesn't have many Ballon d'Or winners. Owen, Ronaldo, and Rodri. And for a midfielder to win it, full stop, and a midfielder in the Premier League to win it, because I do think and this goes back in history, I do think there's a certain bias against the Premier League when it comes to the Ballon d'Or award.
Yeah, there is.
So for a midfielder to win it in this league, I think,
and there is actually, as much as you're right to flag this, because there's a bias against Premier League players, and there is also a bias in favour of Real Madrid players.
Yeah.
So to win it as a Premier League player against a Real Madrid player is even more symbolic.
Yeah.
No, he's a great. He's actually nowhere near my team though. Like he's just no.
But that's because you've gone for the Ancelotti, let's say Wenger play.
Yeah, just go and play, boys.
If I asked you to pick a 6, who would you go for then?
Yeah, it's probably Rodri. I mean, we then have to start talking about players like Fabinho,
Xabi Alonso,
Mascherano.
but I think Rodri achievement-wise probably pips it.
Yeah, I mean, if it was that, if I was kind of building a structured team, there's a massive chance that İlkay Gundogan gets mentioned in this team. If I'm actually kind of thinking who plays well alongside Fernandinho,
supplement that person.
Yeah. So if I was actually building a team, in a structured way, I don't even know if Rodri's in. I think it might then be Fernandinho or Mascherano.
Yeah, I think technically you look at Rodri and that's the difference for me.
Is Rodri better than he might become better overall? Mm-hmm. No, you're right. It probably is Rodri. No, you're right. It is Rodri. I was just going to say, is Rodri better than Fernandinho?
Yeah.
Fabinho?
Footballer, yeah. Fabinho's fall off, he fell off quicker than he went up.
Yeah. Yeah. But I just want to give my boys license to play.
Who have you gone for?
Gerrard? Listen to this midfield, mate.
Go on.
Couldn't get a ball. We don't need a ball winner because you can't get it off us. We kick off. You never get the ball. Mm-hmm. Gerrard, De Bruyne, David Silva. Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it, Rory. Mate, this is total football. Mate, this is Ruud Gullit.
I mean, it's good.
Mate, this is the kind of philosophy that Ajax won the European Cup with. That's me.
Yeah.
See, you're more like structured and dull, whereas I am literally Johan Cruyff.
And I'm coming from the Wenger area, you're coming from the Mourinho area, and look how it's worked out.
Mate, my midfield is just
hear me
De
out.
Bruyne, David Silva is unrivaled.
You know what's crazy? Because I've got Rodri in there, I've got Gerrard in there, and my last pick, even till now, I'm deliberating, and I'm going to pick one, and it's one of the two you've got there. And I'm just going to go for, because it's a personal favourite of mine, David Silva.
Yeah.
At first I put De Bruyne in, but then I reshaped it to David Silva because I just think David Silva, what a player. He came into the league as a certain type of player, and he left the league a different player with those same attributes he came into the league with. He managed to make it work in a league that's not designed for a profile like him. Ozil came to Arsenal, and I think profile-wise, they're very similar players. But I think the reason David Silva lasted, the reason why, if you compare their Premier League careers, the longevity of David Silva's shits all over Ozil's is because he managed to find a way to be robust on top of.
But he changed. When you said that he changed his game, I kind of agree with you, but I actually think he did something grander, almost more mesmerising and unpredictable. He didn't change his game. He changed the league. David Silva and Luka Modric deserve some respect here. Yeah. Luka Modric deserves some respect, but they landed in a league where all of the midfielders were robust giants, athletes. Mm-hmm. And suddenly Luka Modric lands, David Silva lands, and he paved the way. And suddenly it wasn't that anymore. Yeah. Suddenly it's Juan Mata. Suddenly it's Oscar. Suddenly it became like more silky.
Yeah.
And I think that David Silva was almost the architect of that. Silva and Modric together. Modric at Tottenham, he landed, it wasn't going particularly well for him. Harry Redknapp liked him, but weren't particularly blown away. Suddenly, this 5'6" Croatian lad with long hair, totally dictating the tempo. Can't get near him. David Silva the same. It changed the Premier League as much as they would have obviously morphed their game to fit into the Premier League. Mm-hmm. But I think the bigger compliment that you can pay them, rather than them morphing their game, is that they morphed the league.
I don't necessarily disagree. I think the more you talk there, the more I felt like that's what we need now. Yeah, David Silva, Modric type of midfielder.
They don't exist,
come in and change it up a little bit. They
don't
exist. They don't. It's all
It's
all machines.
It's terrible. They don't exist. But that midfield. So my midfield is Gerrard, De Bruyne, David Silva, and I am so proud of that.
And mine is Rodri, Gerrard, David Silva. So the only difference is I've got Rodri, you've got De Bruyne. You came to my side for company, and listen, De Bruyne's a world-class player in his prime for Man City. So I'm going to go your way for the midfield and say, take out Rodri, put in De Bruyne, and then let them play.
Beautiful. Which now leads us on to our front three. I feel like two of the positions are incredibly easy and one of them is incredibly difficult. The two winger positions pick themselves.
Yep.
And through the middle, it literally impossible.
Preference, context, all of that applies for the middle. Yeah, I think wingers, I'm set.
Should we just do the wingers and put them in? The wingers are, right winger is
Salah.
Correct. That's exactly what I've got. And left winger is
Mane.
Correct. That's exactly what I've got. Right.
Yep.
Through the middle.
Special shout to Mahrez.
Yeah, Mahrez.
I think
yeah.
Mahrez is
Mahrez-
very underrated.
If Mahrez was up against Mane, if it was the other way, who would you have picked? Still Mane?
I think still Mane, because Mane managed to, right to left, both footed. He was joint top scorer one of the seasons.
Is there anyone else over the other side? Would you have considered Jack Grealish? Would you have considered Raheem Sterling? Would you have considered Leroy Sané?
Sterling probably comes closest because of
Luis
output.
Diaz?
But nah, Mane overall, technical ability, output, everything combined, aggression, heart,
Everything. I agree.
For me.
And do you remember when he sort of started playing as a false nine and became the best false nine in the world?
He played right, left, false nine. He was doing it all at one point.
He's a class player. Absolutely brilliant player.
I think it picks itself.
So Salah in. What can we possibly say that everybody doesn't know?
Yeah.
Mane in again. What can we possibly say that everyone doesn't already know? Now it's impossible. I mean, I've picked just to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to discuss this at length, and then we can agree. When I was thinking about this, I really tried hard, and I couldn't not put Luis Suarez in the team.
I hear
but
it.
It's ridiculous to leave out either Erling Haaland or Sergio Aguero or Fernando Torres in that. They were the players. And then, I mean, an honourable mention. You're talking about like Robbie Fowler, one of the most naturally gifted strikers that Liverpool have ever had. It became really tough.
Ballon d'Or winner Owen, which I'm not saying he's up there for the comment, but he won a Ballon d'Or.
Absolutely.
Those three names are the three names I had written down.
But I put Suarez down. But have you put Suarez down? Is Suarez your?
I mean, I've got three names down, and
So you got Suarez, Aguero, Haaland.
Yeah, that's the three names.
Yeah.
I put Haaland down first, I put Aguero down second, and then I put Suarez down third in terms of these are the options. Who do I go for? And I think you can make an argument for all three of them and be right.
I think there is a correct answer, actually. It isn't the one that... There is a correct answer at the moment. Football is an evolving thing. But the correct answer is Aguero, isn't it?
Yeah.
The correct answer is Aguero. It could become Haaland. But as of today, the correct answer is Aguero.
If you want a mix of he's been there, done that, and he's easy on the eye, then you go Aguero. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's maybe the balance between Suarez and Haaland.
Yeah.
But I think if we're talking total football, the beautiful game, it's Suarez. But if we're talking the modern game and output and efficiency, it's Haaland.
Numbers, pursuit of numbers. Who's a better player? Who's a better striker? Not like with no kind of being cryptic about it. Just like, who's a better player? Luis Suarez or Sergio Aguero? It's an impossible question here. I didn't know the answer.
I did Suarez. Just because of injuries for Aguero. Suarez went on and continued his legacy at Barca and smashed it.
Suarez, I feel like Suarez, but then Haaland, you could say this for Haaland.
Yep.
I feel like Suarez did something that I've just never seen before. Like, when he came to Liverpool, and it was like, wait, what is this bloke doing?
Yeah.
Just scoring every week.
Every type of goal as well. Halfway lines, volleys.
Yeah. The variety of goal, like the dribbling.
Not
couldn't get the ball off him.
Yeah. He wasn't the easiest on the eye when he done it, but he was very efficient with it. He was a little bulldog.
I loved him.
A little artistic bulldog.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Do you know, just to demonstrate how brilliant he is, I think he's third or fourth in the Barcelona all-time goal scorers.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind Messi is one of them, right? So you're not going to get above him.
Of course.
He went there late.
Mm-hmm.
And you think of the rich history that club has got for centre-forwards.
Rich.
Just unbelievable player, Suarez. Like, he was the player. I remember thinking, why are you not in it? We had Torres.
Yeah.
So how haven't we got you, mate? And that side to him that people don't like. Like, it's amazing. Like, I'm not even joking. One of my favourite moments in football, and it doesn't get me any popularity in this, right? But when he handballed it off the line against Ghana and then hung about to watch the geezer miss the penalty and then celebrate.
Yeah. First he was crying, then he was celebrating.
That's my centre forward. Like, do you know when he was like... Do you remember when he bit Ivanovic at the end of one season?
Yeah.
Got banned for the first 6 or 7 games the next season, and then won a Golden Boot.
Yeah.
What are you
Crazy.
doing?
Crazy. The more they listen, if I'm a manager and this is the team we got in front of me and it's my turn to pick a striker out of Haaland, Aguero, Suarez, I'm gonna go with Suarez.
So am I.
Just because of my
He's
preference
better than the other two. Like, he is just better. You'd have won the league if you'd signed him. You remember when you could have signed him for 40 million and you offered £1 extra?
40 million and £1. John Henry said, what are they smoking there at the Emirates?
He's right though. 40 million and £1.
He used to do some bullshit.
That's mental, isn't
I
it?
mean,
But you'd have won. But it cost you the league.
Of course.
It cost you. You'd win. You'd win the league with Suarez.
Suarez at that point
That
was like the
team
Van Persie when he left
went-
Arsenal to go United. Here's the league.
Great comparison.
Could have been that, but Gerrard said wait a year, and wait a year he didn't. Barca called, and the rest is history. I think we got Alexis Sanchez a couple of years later.
He was a player. He's a good player.
So we're going Suarez.
It feels wrong because I think the correct answer is Aguero, but my feeling is Suarez.
Okay, so let's do this. We're both saying Suarez because we're football men, the beautiful game. Look at the wingers then.
Yeah.
Who do you think suits them the best? I also think Suarez. I think when you've got, because then I think we can eliminate Haaland. You've got two wingers that have been top scorers in the league. So which one facilitates?
If we're creating a team, then I think you're right. I think Suarez. But also,
suits.
everybody wants to play with Suarez. Like everybody's a better player if Suarez is on the pitch.
100%. He's shown that he can be the third wheel, and he's shown he can be the first wheel.
Yeah.
And still be,
So Luis Suarez. So it's Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, and Luis Suarez through the middle.
For all the goals City have scored in this league, and we haven't got a City attacker in there. I mean, it doesn't sound right.
Oh God, we got 100% Liverpool.
It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right, but I wouldn't bring in anyone for Mane. I credit to Mahrez on the Salah side. Up front is the only one where I get it in the comments. Sorry, but Suarez.
As always, an honour to chat football with you,
Pleasure,
mate.
always, man.
Thank you so much for finding the time. Really do love your opinions, and it's always
Come on, man.
always great
Appreciate
to welcome you into the studio. Thank you to everybody for listening to this. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Really, really interested to hear what you have to say. Massive game as Man City take on Liverpool. As always, really interested to hear your thoughts, so let us know what you're saying in the comment section below, and make sure that you click the link in the description. You will find a link to Turkish's YouTube channel there. Brilliant Arsenal content, to make sure that you go and subscribe. See you in a bit. Ta-da.
Love.